This lesson here is on how to graph lines, so we're reviewing this from grade 9. So for the first example, we want to draw a line segment through a given point with a given slope. And to do so, we follow the steps below. Draw a line through the point -2, 5 with a slope of -3. So we're going to start by plotting the point -2, 5. So we go over to -2 along the x-axis, and we go up to +5 and plot that starting point. Then we have to determine the rise and the run of the slope. So we need to write our slope is in a fraction if it's not already written as a fraction. So in this case, a slope of -3 is the same thing as -3 over 1. Our rise is -3 and our run is +1. From this point, we are going to rise -3, and because it's a negative, we are going to move downwards 1, 2, 3 places. And then we are going to run to the right. And once we get to that end point, we put a dot. And that covers us for step 3. So what we've done is we've drawn the rate triangle, the rise over run, and plotted the next point at the end of the rate triangle. Then you need to draw a line through your 2 points connecting them and extend in both directions. I also like to repeat this a few times, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, to help me draw a better and straighter, more accurate line. What you can also do, if you wanted to get points in the opposite direction, is instead of going down 3 and right 1, you can completely reverse those instructions and you can go up 3, left 1, and that helps you get points in the opposite direction. That's also helpful if your initial point is in a position that you can't rise and run without going off your graph. If you reverse your instructions, you'll be able to keep it on the graph. 2 ways to handle drawing the line. One option would be to make sure you extend your line all the way to each edge of the graph, like so. Or if you don't extend it all the way, make sure to include arrows at the ends of your line to indicate that the line keeps going in both directions. The next example, example number 2, has a fraction for a slope. So the fraction's already given to us, which is nice. We don't have to worry about putting it over 1. So like the same rules above, start by plotting the point you're given. So we know the line goes through the point 3, 4 right there. Okay. And from there, we are going to rise 2 places and run 3 places. So we go up 2, right 3 places, and plot our next point. You can repeat that a couple times, up 2, over 3, and you can even reverse it, down 2 and left 3 to get a few points in the opposite direction. Grab a ruler, do a nice straight line, either extending the edges of the graph or using arrows to indicate the continuation of your line. So a few things to remember with this is if you have a slope of 0, the line is horizontal, and if you have a slope which is undefined, the line would be vertical. So you can plot your point and then just draw the line accordingly. Also, you sometimes might notice that the slope has a negative sitting out front like this. The negative only applies to one of the 2 numbers, not both. Otherwise, a negative over a negative would be positive. So we like to always apply it to our rise. So your rise is up if it's positive, down if it's negative, and the run always moves to the right. So we keep our run positive all the time. Remember whole numbers to always put over 1. So I'd like you to take a minute here, pause the video, try example 3 through 7, and then come back to the video to check your solutions. So pause now. Welcome back to the video. So just take a quick peek here and check that you have graphed your line segments appropriately. So 3, your line should be going down from left to right because the slope is negative, where 4 is going up from left to right. And as well, 5 and 7 also have negative slopes, so they're both going down from left to right. And you probably noticed with number 6 and number 7, when you plot that point, -1, 6, if you tried to rise 5, run 3, we end up right up here off the graph. So instead of going up 5 to the right 3, we had to reverse that and go down 5, left 3 to get a point in the opposite direction. Same with this one over here. 7, negative 9, we didn't have enough space to go down 3 over 1 without getting off the graph. So that's it for today. Thanks.